up, I want to be a teacher.
I want to be a firefighter because I think it would be exciting.
The reason I want to be a police officer is because I like helping people.
Fire. When used properly by adults, fire has many good uses, like keeping us warm, celebrating special occasions, and cooking our food. But it's important to remember fire is also dangerous. Lose control of just a small fire, even for a second, and it can quickly go from being useful to hurting people and destroying property. Fortunately, there are very special people in our community who are trained to put out fires.
When you hear the tones, you have to pretty much drop whatever you're doing, whether it's eating or sleeping.
Tones alert firefighters that someone in the community is calling for help.
The tones come first, and then it's followed by the actual information of what type of call and where the call is.
A call could be for a car accident, a rescue, or even fire.
After we listen for the address, we find out what the call is about. That's called the nature. Once we find out what we need to do, we go to the proper piece of equipment and we respond to the call.
We need to do all those things. It's about 30 seconds. 30 seconds was our time frame for getting the vehicle and getting out the door. Each person has a particular job. The driver has to drive, the officer has to navigate. I'm in the back that day, and I've got to get my gear on and be ready to work when we get there. And once we get on the scene, we have to be prepared, and that's where teamwork becomes important.
Besides being able to work as part of a team, it's also very important for firefighters to have good communication skills.
Communication skills are very important in the fire department because you have to be able to go on a fire scene and receive direction from the officers. You also have to be able to give direction to other people around you because you're working as a team. You really need to be able to communicate as a team.
Out on the fire scene, we have to communicate with each other. If we don't, the fire will beat us every time. The only way for us to beat the fire is to work together as a team.
Another way firefighters win the battle against fire is with science. Think of fire as a triangle. Fuel, something that burns. Heat, an open flame, spark, or electric current. And oxygen, one of the gases that makes up our air. Take one away, and there cannot be fire. When firefighters aren't responding to calls, they work from a building called a fire station, also called a fire department.
People see it as being real exciting, and a lot of times it is, but what people don't see and what the firefighter does on a lot is prepare. Even daily the firefighters do checking of their personal gear, they check out the ambulances, the engines, so that when the call comes in, there's no delay.
Being prepared is probably the number one thing that we do. We have to be prepared for anything because we never know what kind of call we're going to get. We could get a call for a cat stuck up in a tree. We could get a call for a person stuck up in the tree.
Firefighters are civil employees. That means they are hired, trained, and paid by the community.
That's the best part of the job because the community comes to you when they need help. A lot of times you're the only one that can help them. So as a firefighter, I love it for the community.
I feel very proud to be part of the community. Not only do we put out fires and help people, but people ask us a lot of questions about if something's safe in their home, and we can go and help them with that.
So the job of the firefighter is much broader than just going out and putting water on flames. We get involved in education of both firefighters and people outside in the community.
Hi there, welcome to the fire department. I'm Firefighter Patterson. Who are you?
My name is Jessica. I'm 10 years old, and the reason I would like to be a firefighter is because I would like to help people on a daily basis.
I'm Antonio. I'm 10 years old. The reason I want to be a firefighter is because I want to help people.
My name is Scott. I'm 9 years old. The reason I want to be a firefighter is because my dad
This one I think looks fun. My name is Francisco. I'm 8 years old, and the reason I want to be a firefighter is because I think it would be exciting.
Nice to meet you, Francisco. What we're going to do today is take a tour of the fire station, and we're going to start off over here in the kitchen. One of the most important things about being a firefighter is having good nutrition. In other words, eating, exercising. Firefighters eat a lot of fish, chicken, pasta, and we also eat a lot of vegetables. Do you guys eat your vegetables?
Yes.
Sometimes.
All right, it's very important. Do you exercise?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. As you can see, there's a lot of things to eat in here.
The fire station is made up of many different areas. The bunk room is where firefighters sleep. The communication room is where a call will go if someone in the community needs help. And the bay is where all of the vehicles are stored.
If you want to be a firefighter nowadays, it's important to get as much education as you possibly can get. You need to know the basics. You need to know how to read. You need to know how to write. You need to know how to do math.
Math is extremely important. We have to figure out exactly how much pressure to put into the fire hoses. If we put too much in, what will happen is the fire hose will blow up, and then we won't be able to put water onto the fire. So that's why it's really important to study hard when you're in school so that you learn how to do math correctly.
Besides having good math skills, it's also important for firefighters to be familiar with the human body. All firefighters have first aid training, and many firefighters are EMTs, emergency medical technicians. EMTs with advanced training are called paramedics.
As a paramedic, we're allowed to start IVs and give medicines to people that may have cardiac problems, which is heart problems. And we also are able to take people to the hospital if they need to be seen by a doctor.
The inside of an ambulance is like a miniature hospital on wheels. It's very important for the paramedics to know how to use all of the equipment.
Being a paramedic is a little bit like being a doctor for a very short time. You have to be prepared to see anything and see people in a lot of pain and be able to deal with it and help them and make them feel better.
So far, we've learned that to be a firefighter, you need a lot of science, math, reading and writing skills. You need to be able to work well with other people as part of a team, and you must always be prepared. So where do you think firefighters learn all of these skills?
All of the basic skills and the basic education that's being taught every day in the school is what a firefighter needs to have as a background to do the job.
To become a firefighter, you have to be at least 18 years of age and have a high school diploma, and in some cases, even college credits. In most departments, you're also required to pass a physical agility test, a written exam, and go through an oral interview.
You have to go through a physical agility test where they make sure that you're strong enough and fit enough and in good enough shape to take care of this kind of job.
Do you know what agility means? Agility means to be quick, light on your feet, and easy in movement. Part of the physical agility test is made up of different tasks firefighters would perform in emergency situations.
Health and physical fitness are very, very important to be a firefighter. Before I said about when we're at the scene of a fire, there's a lot of jobs that we're doing that are very strenuous. A lot of things that require a lot of strength, a lot of endurance. And if you don't have those things, you're not going to be able to perform your part of the job at the fire, and then once again the team will break down.
You do have to take a written test. You have to be able to write clearly. You have to be able to write so that the person who's reading it wants you to work for them, wants you to be a firefighter, and thinks that you would make the greatest firefighter in the world.
If your clothes ever catch on fire, remember to stop, drop, and roll.
The fire triangle is made up of fuel, heat, and oxygen.
Part of the written exam tests you on different firefighting equipment. You might be asked to explain how to operate the ladder and read the water gauges, provide examples of when to use the siren, bells, and the emergency lights, identify what door the engineer uses when he or she goes out on a call and why, name the tools in the storage compartments and explain how to use them. The final step in becoming a firefighter is the oral interview. This shows how well you're able to communicate with others.
So Jessica, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm going into 5th grade. I go to the Quanah grade school. My favorite sports are, well, I like all sports.
What kind of skills do you think you need to have to be a firefighter?
A firefighter needs math to run a pumper truck and science and good health.
You mentioned some communication skills there. Why do you think that's important?
Because you need to tell the other firefighters what they need to do if they're in a fire or a car accident.
What's teamwork?
Teamwork is when a group of people work together to accomplish the same goal.
So, what skills are you learning right now that will help you meet the requirements to become a firefighter?
If this is what someone's interested in doing or they think they might want to be doing it, even if you're in grade school, now's the time. Concentrate on the things that you're learning in school. Concentrate on good reading and writing skills. Concentrate on math, very important, and pay attention to science. Science is going to be a bigger part of this job as time goes on. It's never too early.
Firefighters provide a very important service to our community. Their hard work and dedication allows us to lead safe and happy lives.
I love being a firefighter. It's the greatest job in the world. You get to go out and help people. You get to go out and save lives, save property. And that's what our number one goal is to save lives and then save their property.
By doing your very best in school now, will give you a better chance at doing well in your career in the future. What do you want to be when you grow up?